Welcome back everybody, Gentle Dorks, and continuing on, the superhero movies, are they really that bad? This one I'm going to do as sort of a double whammy, because if it wasn't for one, we wouldn't have had the other one. And I am talking about the 2003 and 2005 movies, Daredevil and Elektra. These movies get a lot of flack, especially with the Marvel Netflix series of Daredevil, which was a more true and accurate portrayal of the character from the comics. And that showed Elektra, and that was a more accurate portrayal of her. But we're not talking about that series, and Born Again, which is currently on its first series, which has been amazing, by the way. I think we're about 4 or 5 episodes in when I'm recording this, and I'll probably do a rundown of that once it's done. But getting back to the 2003 and 2005 Daredevil and Elektra movies, were they bad? After going back and watching these movies, at the time, I enjoyed them. I thought they were okay. Going back and rewatching them after near enough 20 years, they were really underrated at the time, especially the Elektra movie. It was unnecessarily slated, but it was because of studio interference. And I hate going back over this and talking about studio interference, but when it goes and it hurts a movie, you would think that they would sort of pull back and decide, we're interfering too much, we're losing money because there's people that don't know anything about these characters or these movies that are getting made, and they put in ideas that aren't relevant to the story, and it wastes them. With Daredevil for 2003, we had Ben Affleck playing Daredevil. It's a good movie. I'd say it's about a 3.5 star movie, because despite what the critics say, and despite what all the negativity about the movie is, I thought the story worked really well on the big screen. A lot of people were saying that it was because of the character it needed to be a series. And as we found out, the series worked a lot better than the movie. And I'm not afraid to say that I enjoyed the series more, but the movie wasn't bad. Especially with the cast that you had. You've got Ben Affleck, you've got Michael Clarke Duncan playing Kingpin, and I know people were saying, but Kingpin's white. It doesn't matter. It's a fictional character, and Michael Clarke Duncan played him fantastically. And obviously, you've got Jennifer Garner in as Elektra. And the main story is Daredevil versus Bullseye, who was played fantastically by Colin Farrell. With the movie, they tried to get the love story between Daredevil and Elektra. They tried to push that far too much. That's not what the movie was about. Yes, that's part of their characters, that's part of their story, but they tried to play up on that far too much, which I think is what some people pulled out and said, oh, they're trying to make a love story out of a superhero story. And it's like, they're not trying. That is in the story. But they tried to push that too much to try and get more of an audience, saying it's not just a superhero movie, it's a love story. And I don't think that that worked for a lot of people, especially for fans of the superhero genre who just want to see the action, they want to see the backstory, they want to see the culmination of everything that's happened. They're not really that into the love story. There's times for that, but they were getting pushed in unnecessarily. Whereas with Elektra, there was no romantic storyline. It was a revenge story as such, and the way they portrayed it just, it was slow. If you've watched the director's cut, then that's more true to the story that they wanted. But it was studio interference that slowed the movie right down. The edits they wanted, the things they wanted put in, it just wasn't a story that people wanted. And that's why it hindered the movie overall. Personally, I don't think it's a bad movie. It's a 3-star movie, and I would advise you to go and re-watch them. And if you haven't seen them, go watch them. Great introduction to superhero movies at a street level rather than your, oh, the world's in danger. This is set in Hell's Kitchen. It's a contained story with Daredevil. Elektra's a bit further out, but it's still street level. It's not a worldwide thing. And I think that makes it a bit more personal, because it's not the world, it's an area that they're trying to protect, and they're trying to stop somebody from doing bad things in their specific area. Because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's big superhero movies, it's worldwide, there's here, there and everywhere. That's just how these things are. But with the street level ones, I think it makes it a bit more personal, a bit more contained, and less to try and follow. And for me, I enjoyed these movies, and I've actually rewatched them a couple of times since going back and saying, are they really that bad? I'll watch it. And they're not that bad. So go and watch them. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you don't like them. Tell me why you don't like them. I don't care if you don't like these movies. Just let me know why. If it's just because it's a superhero movie, I don't like them, then that's your prerogative. Let me know. And on that note, I shall love yous and leave yous. And as always, see ya.